Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime. Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime. Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
Hey, it's a Club World Cup on Footy Prime. It's also the Gold Cup on Footy Prime.
Yeah.
I think we'll start today, this Sunday, looking back on the Canada match. I think it's pretty fair. We'll touch on the Club World Cup later, of course. But if you do want to watch the Club World Cup,
how would you do that, Sharms?
I got some information for you.
Oh,
yeah, shit. I do. You can sign up to DAZN to watch every Club World Cup match live throughout the tournament.
Wow. How much does it cost?
How do you spell DAZN?
Well, that'd be DAZN, or if you're American, DAZN.
Oh.
So there you have it, and it's free for everyone.
No,
and it is, Craig. Not a dime it'll cost you.
Yeah, but what's the catch?
The catch, JC, is it's free. And it's gathering steam, this tournament. We'll get to it, but that Dortmund game yesterday, want to see more of them, those types of games in football, please. We didn't see it last night, unfortunately, in Houston. With Canada, the team we've been championing as the best in CONCACAF, faltered, I think it's fair to say, against Curacao. They were not great. Craig, obviously a big rotation. Got new faces in there. But it just didn't work. It was not a great match. That second half in particular was so CONCACAF-y, so disjointed. The fouling, the whistles. Let's not judge Canada, though, I don't think, from that performance.
No, it's a difficult one. I mean, Curacao actually played quite well second half, and if anybody was going to win that game, it looked as though it was them. Well coached, Dick Advocat, coaching those guys. I don't know how they managed to work. Legend.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. I mean, he's been UAE manager, Serbia manager, Iraq manager, the Dutch Rangers manager 3 times, Rangers manager. I mean, yeah, I was just talking about national teams all over the world. This guy, 77 years old, did really well, had a good plan.
Is he 77?
77. He coached again with Canada when we played the Dutch in 1994 before the World Cup.
Holy shit.
And the reason why I remember him so well is because it was the only time I ever played in a match where it was our 5th game. We played Brazil, Morocco, Spain, Germany, and then we're playing the Dutch all in about 11 days, 12 days. And the guys were just shattered. And they were 3-0 up. I think Rijkaard scored, Overmars, Bergkamp. And I thought second half, I thought, it could end up in 10. They're passing it around us. We're shadows. And he obviously told them, keep playing, but don't score. And they were passing it through the 6-yard box. It wouldn't even tap it in. Would not score again. I thought that was absolute class. You know,
that was at varsity, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
I remember watching that game. I went down there, and that's when Frank Rijkaard became one of my favorite players of all time after watching him.
Yeah, me too.
What a thing that was. That Dutch team was just insane.
Oh, yeah.
88 European champions, and like you said, a few of those players sticking around still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, second half, they ended up putting on their clogs.
Well, and you carry a windmill. You carry a windmill and clogs.
You're a professional footballer. You're competitive. When you see a team like purposely not scoring on you, don't you find it a little bit patronizing?
Yeah. Oh no, I was 100% okay with it.
I can imagine. No such luck last night in that 1-1. Jimmy, you were at TSN doing the game. We talked about before this tournament, so who's got the most to gain from this tournament? Who's got the most to lose from this tournament? Nathan Saliba, as much as it wasn't a great performance overall by the team, he gets another goal, a beauty in this case. Would you say that he's doing what he has to do at this point to gain some Jesse Marsch points?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's definitely catching the eye of Jesse Marsch. Again, right timing, position, good finish on the goal. I love just the way, as it pops up, he starts shifting to his right. He's got his eye on the ball, but then also has the spatial awareness to know that Bassong's just underneath the ball to call him off and even make that perfect connection to put the ball in the back of the net. So it shows you just that he is maturing as a player. I think a lot of young players wouldn't have said anything. They probably would have let Bassong maybe flick it back in, but just the player that he is and confidence that he has right now, he was like, no, this is mine. I'm taking this move.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did well at times, and then at times they allowed Carousel to control the midfield in the match. One player that I thought kind of stood out and played well was Bassong. I thought he was very good. And down that left side's still kind of open, isn't it, at the moment? Where Davies is going to play, and then who plays alongside him. Schalfenberg, did he have a great performance? No. Bassong, I thought, yeah, he played well at left back. Could you push Davies in front of him, knowing that Atakubi, he's a bit of a liability with his injuries. You don't know if he's going to be ready for next year. So who's going to play on that left side?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought he did well. I thought the two center backs were very poor on the night. With Kamal Miller and Waterman. Sometimes you think you're trying to impress that much and be a part of the squad that you make the simple things look difficult, don't you? And I thought Miller definitely did that. I thought he forced way too much. He was trying to be too precise in certain passes over the top that didn't need to be played. And then just his positional awareness was way off the mark in that match for me last night. But we were harping on it, saying, it wasn't a great performance, wasn't good enough, but for them to come away at least with a point, they got something out of the match. They're still top of the table with 4 points. So, there's a lot to do behind the scenes. That's for sure going into the next match.
I think, Jimmy, too, one of the factors that maybe some people don't understand is how hot and sapping the weather is and the temperature is in Houston. It's one of the worst places you could play.
Yeah. And you're 100% right. It does drain you. And Stacks, firsthand, just even in the warm-up, you're dying. The humidity gets you. You're sweating. You feel fatigue really, really quick when you're during the match. And at times it just feels like you're running in quicksand, or you got a parachute on your back.
Yeah. Your mind just switches off.
No, it really does. And I know, the way that Jesse wants to play, and it's that press and it's go, go, go. But I just felt at times you needed somebody in the match just to get a hold of the ball.
We're seeing matches being delayed because of inclement weather in the Club World Cup. The World Cup will be the same next year. If you are Jesse Marsch, and like you said, Jimmy, they play a certain style, up-tempo style, that press. They're going to have to figure out a plan B. Oh, don't let me say plan B. Yeah. You upset Jesse when you say that, because the coach should have a plan B, C, and D. We saw that clip from the press conference, which I thought was pretty unfair on the reporter, by the way, mentioning the fact, you're English, right? You may have seen this. Do you see this, guys? I don't know. I don't know why he went off the way he did, but still, back to the actual incident, the actual style of play. Do they need to really get some reps in, some minutes in with perhaps more of a possession-based game?
Look, I know. Jesse talked about it and mentioned, when he was at Red Bull, you're playing in New York. It's humid, it's hot, and they had one of the best stats, because the team was at it all the time, winning back possession. There was go, 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 but it's different because those players are training every single day and living in New York, where our players, majority are all playing in Europe. And they're not used to the heat. They're not used to the humidity. And so when they get down there, they feel it an awful lot more than what a player would in MLS that lives in one of these cities and gets accustomed to it, acclimatized to the weather. And I think for me, those types of games, it has to be spells where you have to just keep the ball. It's a breather. Let the players get their legs back, and you have to slow it down sometimes.
It just shows you how important it is for Canada to win the group next year. I know it's not, it's not easy, but with an expanded World Cup to 48, and they'll get a soft touch, hopefully a couple. But if they can win the group, they stay in Vancouver, and if they win that, they could stay in Vancouver. So they could have 4 games on the bounce. That completely changes the way Jesse plays. If they finish second in the group, I think they end up in Kansas City. Well, freaking hell, all bets are off. I mean, it could be really hot there too.
Hurricane Alley.
Yeah, Hurricane Alley. Yeah.
I mean, in that case, Craig, so we've seen Jesse Marsch mention numerous times how there's only so many windows for this team to get together and play. At what point does the rotation stop? We saw, was it 5 changes? I think it was for last night.
I believe it was. Yeah.
Is it time at this point? I mean, listen, win this group, you're probably playing the Saudis, I think, in the quarterfinals. Possibly the States, depends. Let's see what happens, but probably Saudis.
If you win the group, I think it's Jamaica. No,
am I getting my groups mixed up? It's quite possible. I'm getting my groups mixed up here.
I think.
Regardless, you want to win the group. Look it up, Jimmy. But is it time to stop rotating, or are you still kind of experimenting, Craig, a little bit here?
Well, a little bit, but it's getting very close to him having to make a decision on who his best 11 is and stick with it. And go with
Seems
it.
Dane's the goal, right? Dane's the goalie, isn't he? It's 2 games straight.
Seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, we thought that before. He likes his profile and whatever. He didn't. I mean, he was okay. He came from a couple of crosses that he didn't get anywhere near. Very fortunate on a disallowed goal, but overall, he's working with different defenders in the last few games. That's different. And with the best defenders, he seems to be fine. So, yeah, it's interesting to see that. But it's Danes to lose, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, let's go through the 11 last night. We'll put the squad up as well, and let's figure out who stays, who goes for El Salvador. Which, quite honestly, is a match they need to win, and they should win. They just lost to Honduras 2-0.
Yeah, we watched that match.
So here's the 11 from last night. We got the subs there. For El Salvador, it's a game you want to win to top the group and to get an easier pathway. Starting in goal, does Dane get the start, or do you get Max back in there? Jimmy?
Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy. You answer that one.
Stacks, you go.
We know Craig's opinion.
What you do? Yeah.
Maybe
I'd like to see Max get back in there and get a look as well. He never lets Canada down. He always plays lights out for Canada.
But wouldn't that have been last night? Wouldn't that have been the chance for him last night?
Yeah, probably.
Right, he's stuck with Dane in the Nations League. We'll see. I mean, quite honestly, I don't think it's time to start calling it a controversy. Dane's just doing okay, like he's fine.
Yeah.
But Jimmy, what do you think? Stay or go for the next match?
I would like to see Max play.
Okay. Right back. Nico started. We saw Alistair Johnston come on in this match. Jimmy, stay or go for El Salvador, Nico Segura?
I mean, look, I like him. It's that for me. I think that's going to be a tough position. You know, do you keep Segura? Do you bring back Johnson, or you got Richie Larea? But I thought Segura's been very, very good, but I think he'll probably end up going with Johnson.
I would agree.
Okay. Centre backs, Miller and Waterman. I guess so much depends, obviously, on Cornelius's health, right? Yeah. But regardless of that, do you think you said Kamal had a tough time?
Yeah.
Against Curacao, you see him coming out?
Yeah, I think Miller will be out.
So you get Luc de Jorel partnering Waterman, or does Waterman also lose a spot?
Well, I think if Cornelius is back, then he ends up starting. And if it was me, I'd have Fougerolles and Cornelius, the 2 center backs.
Okay. Left back. You like what you saw from Bassong?
Yeah, I like Bassong. I do. I like him. I'd keep him. I mean, again, it's a toss up with Richie Larea and Bassong as well at that left back spot.
Craig Schaff. Sorry, Craig.
I'd like to see Bassong play again.
You would, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen enough of him.
Schaff? Craig?
Schaffelberg? Yeah, I would stick with Schaffelberg. I don't think he had his best game, but
Ali is one that can jump in there, though, right? Looked pretty good in that first game, Jimmy.
Yeah, but you've got Schaffelberg on the right.
I know this is obviously this is not our formation. This came from MLS.com, not the Realtor group, MLSsoccer.com, I should say. So that's not.
So we're on the left side.
Formations, you left hand side, yeah. So just Schaff in general.
Yeah, I think you keep him.
Really,
Ali Ahmed.
But yeah, we don't know what Ali.
What is his fitness? I mean, he got crocked a couple times. His ankle's got to be screaming today.
Yeah. if Ali's fit, then obviously Ali's going to start on that left side.
Right.
I think so.
Okay. Center midfielders. We discussed Nathan Saliba. You keep him in there, don't you? And if he's good to go, you keep him in there. Given what we've seen so far, how can you drop him?
Yeah, I would keep him in.
All right, Craig. Who does he partner? Get Schwanier back in there. I'm assuming. Conan wasn't great yesterday.
No. Frustrating a little bit, isn't it? Because you could see he's got the capabilities and what it takes, but he's just on a regular basis doesn't seem to deliver.
And Schwanier looks so good from set pieces.
Yeah, you need him
to get some more minutes. Yeah. All right. So who's on the obviously left hand side here, MLSsoccer.com, but right hand side, we saw Jaden come in for last night's match. Jimmy, who you thinking for
Buchanan?
El Salvador? Yeah, has to be right. This is probably the easiest choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, given how he played. Now, up top, Craig, obviously David's going to play. We didn't even see Promise come off the bench after looking good in the first match. Does Tanny retain his spot, or do you see what Promise does from the get-go?
Well, I'm a big fan of Promise David, especially after the interview.
I know that's the thing. We're so biased now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be biased. I want to see him play. I want to see what he can do.
Yeah.
Is it time, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm the same. Promise David and Jonathan David.
I want to see Jefferson get some minutes too. Not that Tanny's done too much wrong necessarily, but you got options there, right? So let's see what you have. So you can see what we're saying there is we're going to see a lot of rotation again for El Salvador. Now, like I said, though, it's an easier match. Not that anything's easy in CONCACAF, but it's a more straightforward match. It would be a good one to experiment in, you would think, or is it you've got to get the result here, Craig?
Got to get the result. Watching Honduras and El Salvador play after. By the way, the stadium was pretty full.
Oh yeah.
It looked pretty good compared to Canada and Curacao. It's bring absolutely fuck all to the table, but typical. But yeah, Honduras played okay, but I think El Salvador were dangerous at times and perhaps could have got something out of that game. So there are no pushovers. They're a little bit smaller physically, but technically they're okay, and they do scrap, and they gave Honduras a game. It wasn't until the latter parts of the game where Honduras wrapped that thing up. So be careful.
Well, I was also thinking that yesterday was a tipping point for CONCACAF because they basically gave Canada the chance to win with all those calls back. Like, yes, they were right. Yes, they were. But there was like 3 in a row that favored Canada, right? And I was just like, maybe CONCACAF and Canada are friends again. Maybe it's all working out. There's that picture I put up on Twitter with Jesse Marsch up in the stands with his glasses. And then the TSN went to camera on him. And he's working away. And I'm like, oh, no one's fighting with him. He's doing okay by himself. He's a little prickly up there. That was the term we used yesterday, Sharms, to describe prickly. Well, that's what I used.
That's a great word. And then he was prickly.
Yeah.
Was he overly prickly, do you think?
I think he was a little overly prickly, but I can't. Look, he's in the – he could be – like, they have a lot of say, right? Dubs was telling us if he's suspended again, this could move into the World Cup because it's a sanctioned tournament, right? Like, this is a certified tournament. So he has a lot on the line right now. So I don't know if dealing with the dealing with the media is at the top of his priority list right now, right? He's probably him and Kevin Blue, and they basically wrote out like, hey AI, hey Gemini, write the letter for me defending me, right?
I just, as an Englishman, I feel like I'm very nervous about speaking to him again. Seems to be singling out the English media here at this point.
Well, there's plenty of them in Canada.
Yeah. And quite honestly, though, I mean, I understand.
And they're all on TSN.
If he's got a chip on his shoulder with the English media, I kind of get it, the way he was dealt with when he was in the Prem with Leeds.
Oh, is that what it is?
It was bullshit the way he was treated. But tell me, was that question out of line? Did it deserve the prickliness? I mean, you obviously discussed it yesterday, right?
We did. We didn't get into what set him off, the instigating line or anything. We just were commenting more on his demeanor. Right.
What was the question? I can't recall.
Is there a plan B? You play a certain
way,
yes,
plan A, B, C, D. Yeah.
Wait, what was that plan B? You got plan C and it. Geez, my job as a coach and you're English media and you suck. Like, whoa. That's kind of what it was. Like, whoa, Jesse, settle down, you know? I found it quite funny, actually. But I understand that, like I said, why he might be a bit prickly right now, and we'll see what happens. You're right, Jimmy, by the way. I thought it was the usual like AC BD situation, but it's winner of B plays runner up in Group C. So you're right. It's as if Jimmy actually works the tournament
right
on TSN.
Covering the World Cup.
Yeah, imagine that. Okay, anything else you want to get to with Canada, or is that about it?
I think that's about it. No?
Yeah. Okay, good. Club World Cup.
Yay! How do you watch that?
Well, you can watch it for free for starters on the Zone. On the Zone, anyone can. Around the world, actually, not just here in Canada.
Someone
just sign up.
Someone on Twitter, Sharms was taking the piss with us, going, "How do you find it? Where do you watch it?" And I was like, "Thank you for that."
It's very rare you get to watch a free tournament, though. It is. Ever get it? I mean, okay, even if you have conventional network TV, you're paying for it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
What would they call that, Wonger? A lost leader?
This would be a lost leader. This would be your opportunity to market the tournament not only to the fans, but like corporate, right? When we were talking yesterday, Sharms, about Brazil being interested in the 2029, Australia being interested all of a sudden, like because of, hey, we're pulling people in from everywhere. And, you know, I as I said before, I would compare this to MLS attendance, not World Cup attendance. So when they're pulling in 80,000 in, you know, at the Rose Bowl, or you're sitting there going, they're on to something. And we talked about it yesterday. There was a couple matches that we were watching, you know, the Chelsea upset, the Brazilian teams. Basically, we were saying, wow, I think the Brazilian league is, Craig sent some numbers over that the Brazilian teams are basically a 10th less in salary. So these guys are out to play. And it was that Bayern match against Boca Juniors. That was such a good match. And so, you know, you said sometimes there's a point where the tournament just kind of takes off. We were saying the last couple of days were those days.
Yeah, I think
it's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. For the most part, the tournament has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Craig was saying.
I'm not just saying that because you can watch it for free either.
Which you can on the Zone. But yeah, Craig, you were saying just, you know, a lot of these players, the Brazilian in particular, as we're seeing, are playing to get their name out there, showcase themselves. They really want this. They want to get that move to a European team, and that's part of their motivation.
Yeah, no question. I mean, I was looking at some of the salaries, like Bayern Munich, pounds-wise, 185 million pound salary. Real Madrid, 220 million. Flamengo, 27. Put that in perspective, Ipswich Town were 42 million pounds last year. So it's not even close. So yeah, you're looking for that big move. So they got something to prove, and they're in peak form because the season just 11 games into the season or something like that. Yeah. So the form is definitely in a much better place than the European teams.
Even the MLS teams are doing just fine as well, and their salaries are even less.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, it shows that perhaps the world isn't quite as, spread out as we thought it was. That being said, the European teams are coming off their seasons. Are they fatigued? At World Cups, we often complain about the quality of play, and there is a belief it's because the players are exhausted, and you're not seeing them at their top. And maybe that's the case. Not that listen, a European team will probably still win this thing, or at least there'll be a European contingent in the semifinals.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, they've dominated in a different format, but they've dominated.
Yeah. What was it? Auckland only gave up 6 goals to Benfica yesterday.
That's right.
That's good. That's an improvement.
6. Yeah, it's better, right? It's a 4-goal improvement. That's huge.
Yeah.
Only 1-0 down at halftime.
Did you watch it, Jimmy?
Yeah.
You're gonna watch? Yeah, I know. Did you watch it, Jimmy? You said you're gonna watch that one.
No, I didn't. I saw the highlights though.
Okay. All 6 of them.
What was it? The day before yesterday, right?
Oh, sorry. Was it the day before? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Weekends.
Losing track of days.
Yeah.
I know. This weekend's been a blur for me so far. Lots of things going on.
Mm.
I want to talk about the Dortmund game though. Dortmund beating the Sundowns 4-3. First 2 goals. We're going to play the full highlight pack here, but the first 2 goals. I mean, we'll just take a look. This is the first one, and it's the Sundowns scoring. I love this. Look at that little move at the center of the pitch.
Oh yeah,
breaks
3-0 here. He had options. I would say that would be what you call for the goalkeeper exposed.
And you're thinking the Sundowns like, oh my god, we just got one up on Dortmund. Let's just settle down, boys.
Yeah, give it to the keeper. Leave it to the keeper.
What is going through a keeper's brain at that point, Gregor? Like, what did he think he was doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Sure,
Well, there's a good replay of it too. I mean, he literally doesn't see the Dortmund player. I think he's just behind his defender, and he puts his head down. He doesn't see him. He just sneaks around and just taps it in. Yeah, it's about as bad as you can get. This is the thing about playing out of the back, right? I mean, you got to be able to do it.
Joe Bellingham's speaking of making a name for himself. He kind of arrived. His first games for Borussia Dortmund. He's now the better Bellingham, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, he's a good player, that's for sure.
Better than a bell end.
Yeah.
There it is. That was Bellingham there, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got a couple, didn't he?
Yeah,
looks like his brother, doesn't he? Looks just like his brother. My God.
Good size, too.
It's like they're brothers or something.
It is, isn't it? But I mean, I know. So the Sundowns lost this match, but 4-3 against Dortmund is a pretty good result, isn't it? Do you think they feel like? Do you feel good after that kind of match, Jimmy or Craig? Like, you're playing a team that's clearly better than you are with a much better budget. You still lose the game, but you lose well. As a professional athlete, does that count for anything?
I mean, for me, I think they'll probably be disappointed, right? You're in it. You take the lead. You give a terrible goal away to get them back in. And when you work that hard, you want to get something out of the match. You want to get something. So they'll be disappointed, that's for sure, especially when you compete so well.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be feeling, well, we only lost by 1. I mean, yeah.
They're still in it, though, right, Sharms? Because that's their second match, and they have a third against, I think they won their first one against one of the Asian competitors.
Yeah, so let's look at where they are in the group. Oh, my God, this site one is just terrible. Sorry.
And then Craig and I were watching the highlights of the Japanese team who had a shot.
Urawa Reds?
Yeah.
Urawa Reds. That was Holger Osiak's old team.
Oh.
Won the Asian Cup.
Right, he was. Yeah.
Their crowds are fantastic, eh?
Oh, I love the J League.
Some of the scenes, like of these fans, Koreans, Japanese. I tell you, next World Cup next year, it'd be nice to have Japan and Korea based in Canada. That would be a really fun time.
Your city will be cleaner when they leave than it was when they came.
There's that as well. They'll clean up after themselves.
They do, but they actually do that. They're amazing fans.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're the antithesis to England. They really are.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sundowns Wong are just a point back of both Dortmund and Fluminense entering the final round of games.
And they have that Fluminense match. Is that the next one?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today, you want to hear today's games, or do you want to keep talking a little bit about yesterday? Anything else you want to talk about?
Sure. Let's talk today.
Okay. Well, here are your matches. The early one has Juventus against Wydad. We got Man City Al Ain as well. That's the late one.
He still does it.
I might get that jersey from my son. Why, Dad?
So I'm on the worst. I won't say what website it is. It is a terrible website trying to find everything in order here. Games. Here we go. Man City against Al Ain, the late one. The 3:00 game has Real Madrid Pachuca, and it's Salzburg Al Hilal. That's a 6:00 game.
It has been something fun about how we do a lot of work in the morning because we're podcasting, and that 3:00 match, I can kind of go, oh, I'm going to have lunch now, breakfast, whatever it is, and it's kind of fun having a match at 3 p.m. I have to be honest. It is.
It's a civilized time for a match.
It's a civilized time for a match, and maybe a wee kip at the same time. Like you go, hey, this is a little boring, but I'm gonna throw down a 20-minute nap in here. Wake up.
Yeah, well, the 3:00 is the traditional time for football matches on the weekend. It's changing more and more now. They're trying to slide in later games and the early games, which everyone hates apparently. I like the early games myself. I love a good 7:30, 8:00 game. Wake up, get a cup of coffee in bed, watch the match. Fantastic. But 3:00 is civilized. You're right. Although troublesome during the week for those of us that work.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and the ones going to the games.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's Club World Cup on Footy Prime. And if you want to watch the Club World Cup, you can't watch it on Footy Prime. You can certainly watch highlights and video on Footy Prime. But if you want to watch the full games on Footy Prime on the Club World Cup, watch DAZN. Sign up right now on DAZN. It's free, everybody. It's free.
Have you guys noticed his passion has grown over the last week of promoting DAZN? It used to be it seemed fraudulent. It was a little fake. Now it's real. Yeah.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I always believe
you pull it off. Yeah, you pull it off.
Yeah,
I'm just fucking with you.
All right. Well, we're back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, always.
Let's give some. Maybe tomorrow will be a good day for some comments too.
Yeah.
Right. We'll look back on the Club World Cup, but also the Canada game. We have a fantastic looky-likey for tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Our a good friend of the show, a viewer, listener. We'll get into it tomorrow. Has submitted actually 3 of them. Fantastic looky-likeys.
My favorite is the last one.
Yes. It's really good.
So if Ian Hume, you're listening, please watch tomorrow on YouTube because you'll see Ian Hume looky-likey. He's promoting it.
Join us tomorrow and leave us comments. So make sure you like and subscribe to these podcasts and YouTube shows, and we'll chat to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Everybody, join the club. It's the Club World Cup on Footy Prime.
Jimmy almost started dancing there. He almost
did. He had one head nod.
Jimmy, give in.
Have a great day, Jimmy.